Hi, I'm Jack Canfield, America's #1 success coach. You also may know me as the author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series and as a featured teacher in the movie The Secret. And I'm here with Nancy Harris, who is a energy healer and a spiritual teacher. And you say that the words we use may be the difference between whether or not we get healed or we don't get healed. Can you expound on that? Give us a little more information about what you mean by that.
Absolutely. The words that we speak and think are the most valuable, important part of every moment of your day. They control your health. If you're thinking positive thoughts, you're going to be pretty healthy. And if you're swearing at yourself or thinking negative words about anything at all, you're probably in a state of ill health, which can be changed with the choices that you make in the words that you think, moment by moment. So you can really control all of your illnesses.
So if I'm someone, I think for most people when they're speaking, they're not aware of their talking. You know, they're just doing it. They're not observing themselves.
That's true.
So what could you say to someone if they say, okay, I believe you, and I want to start being more positive in my speaking and more positive to myself and not put myself down and not swear at myself and clean up my negative self-talk. Could you give us a technique or two to help us do that? How would I make that move if I wanted to do that and I wasn't aware of it up until now?
You have to begin to pay attention to yourself. A lot of people just look outward all day long, and they don't stop to look at number one and say, what am I thinking? I see what that person did, but how did I react to that? What upset me about that? What did I do? Did something happen that could have made me ill? You know, why do I have this illness? If you think back to the events in your life that have been the most upsetting, the most upsetting things, and you find suddenly you have cancer, you have to think, well, what was that most upsetting thing that happened? And somehow did I react to that? What was my feeling about that? How negative was that? You know, what did I do? Not just being upset about what they did, but paying attention to number one, self. You've got to get to know yourself if you want to get well.
So self-awareness, really taking time to observe myself, the words I say and the impact of those words.
That's right.
And I've heard you talk about not just words, but words with feeling or feeling words. Say more about that if you could for a moment.
The feeling words are the feminine words, and the feminine is the producer and gives birth to the illness. So by reversing, you have to first recognize that negative word. What was that feeling word, that negative feeling that you had over something that really upset you? And then by consciously using a dictionary, thesaurus, find the exact opposite word, the feeling word, exact opposite, and begin to think that word just consciously.
So it really is a matter of finding like resentment, anger, that kind of thing, and then what would be the opposite of that?
Exactly.
And then focus on that.
Right.
Very good.
Even patience is the opposite of resentment.
Patience?
Can you imagine that? Yeah. Right.
We are a very impatient culture, as you know.
Yes.
So good. Well, I love this because I believe this too. I remember reading a book by Don Miguel Ruiz, who is a shaman from Mexico, and he talked about speaking with impeccability. And what he meant by that was never speak negatively of yourself, never think negatively of yourself. And I think what you're saying here is, I've been studying this work for a long time. This is a universal principle. It is a core seed thing that most of us never got any education on in school. So if people want to get a hold of you and take advantage of you as a healer or learn more about what you're teaching, what should they do? Where do they go?
My website is God Spirits United.
God's Spirits.
God Spirits.
God Spirits.
God Spirits
United.
United.com.
.com. Very good.
Yes.
So I recommend you go there and start being more positive in terms of yourself so that you can heal you. And if you want someone to facilitate that, get in touch with her, because I know she does an amazing bit of work. So take advantage of all the things that are available, and Nancy is one of them out there in the universe.